What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. Got all your Juve news already. We got a ton of Mercato rumors, a lot swirling around the midfield, and an internal solution that could be coming up that I want to get your thoughts on, all right? And then, of course, a lot of news, speculation, rumors around Massimiliano Allegri, a breakdown that has gone down between he and the club, and all sides pointing to him on his way out. We're going to take a look at all that, much more right now. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the HAC. Let's rock. First things first, a little piece of news that's kind of flown under the radar. And when I brought you that the Fondazione Identità Bianconera issued a complaint to Covisoc, FIGC, prosecutors, etc. about Inter's continuity in terms of business, their business continuity. Well, Covisoc, the Italian watchdog for rules and regulations over all the clubs, has accepted the complaints and will be working on proving business continuity for Inter. So again, many didn't expect that the complaints would even be looked at and were just going to be inadmissible. Well, everyone that thought it was inadmissible was rejected by Covisoc, who says that yes, they are going to look into this. And I said there was a precedent set there, all right? If you were going to let the toothless wonders coming out of Napoli jump into a courtroom against Juve looking for titles to be handed to them, then you have to accept this. That was done very professionally by the Fondazione. And like I said, the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway I was going to take out of this entire thing was just if Juventus has gained some type of protection through this Fondazione, and the fact that they're accepting their complaints and everything and looking into it and investigating, that in its own is a victory for, in my opinion, a club that has never really fought hard enough for itself. So there you have it. That's the latest on that. Now, we get to the latest with Di Gregorio. Of course, there's an agreement in principle with the player and Juventus. 2029 signing contract for $2 million a year plus bonuses, but all signs are pointing to Perin being the one leaving. The majority of you would like to see Tech gone and then Perin retained, but it looks like Perin is the one that is going to go. Tech will finish off his contract. And to be honest, seeing Tech walk on a free wouldn't be the end of the world, because I don't think the value is actually going to be big there in terms of a move. It would really depend on what's there, but going into a final contract year, going to be difficult. But I would probably move whoever gives us the best deal on the books this summer. That's what I would do, because Perin is more than capable, and hell, you're bringing in Di Gregorio, he's more than capable as well. I think he's a solid keeper and has been outstanding for the past couple seasons, all right? So we will see if that one finalizes. Obviously, some PTSD there after what happened with Felipe Anderson, but there is an agreement there. Weah will be shopped this summer and put on the Mercato. Well, should he be getting another season at Juventus, or should we just write him off and move him this summer? It kind of is a difficult one to see in such a short period, stint and whatnot, in a season where everybody, even our guys that we consider our best, have really struggled for the majority of the season. It's tough to just say we should brush him aside. In the offseason, when he first came, he was fantastic and looked like he'd have a lot to contribute, but the season never played out that way. If we're going to be making a coaching change, I'd be more inclined to keep him around at least one more season, if not only for the versatility in terms of positions he can play. That's my thoughts. You guys know the drill. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, we get to Alcaraz. The latest with Alcaraz is that his agent is in Italy, and it was to have discussions with Juventus, as Juventus is looking at extending the loan portion of the deal with Alcaraz, all right? So they look to keep him on, as of course they are going to be working on the midfield, and they're going to have to be making some decisions. With Locatelli, the struggles this season have been evident, and Juve apparently losing faith in him being the director in the middle of the park. But a change of scenery as far as the coach goes could see him go back into a two-man pivot, but still needing somebody that can direct next to him. And now you have rumors that Fagioli, who is set to come back with the last remaining 2 games of this season, he could be that player for Juventus. I don't think any of us are going to doubt that, and we would be just fine with that. But there are still a lot of names swirling around the mercado. Zubimendi is one of Real Sociedad. However, he's got a 60 million euro release clause. Coop Mainers, his name still thrown out there as the top priority for Giuntoli, but again, a big price tag there. These are going to be difficult pieces of business for Juventus to maneuver around. So finding a solution internally is probably going to be your best bet while working some other options. I still say free agency or some cheap deals could be big for Juventus. Jorginho's name is still one that I keep in my mind, especially if you're looking for help in that director type role. Fagioli, for me, could be used further up and advanced in a 4-2-3-1. He gives us some flexibility, all right, but we are still waiting for the true breakout season for Fagioli. Can't wait to see him, though, in the final 2 games of the season when his suspension finally ends. But the midfield is going to be a tough one for Juventus to work, obviously with some budget issues. Now, the budget might be getting affected with Allegri. Apparently, Allegri had no idea about the agreement made with Di Gregorio, etc. Apparently that he only found out through speaking with Galliani, etc. So, you take these types of reports with a grain of salt, but he was asked about in his press conference. We were going to get into it, but more and more signs point to there being a break coming at the end of the season between Juventus and Allegri. However, Allegri and Juventus are not working on any type of deal, any type of severance, etc. Massimiliano Allegri will sit out next year to get what he and his staff are all owed, which comes out to 20 million euros. Again, yesterday we reported Juve is set to be having somewhere around 120 million euros this season come in for funds, as long as we qualify for Champions League, that is. Take the 20 million out of there and make the change. If that's what you're going to see, it's going to hurt your mercado, but at the end of the day, you can't be handcuffed. If you're wanting to make the move, you just got to pull the trigger. But Allegri will not work on any severance package or anything. Those are the latest reports coming out of Turin, all right? Now, as far as the coach goes and his press conference ahead of the game tomorrow against Milan, he says Bremer, Chiesa, Yildiz are all doing fine. He will decide tomorrow if Federico Chiesa starts. I said this one earlier on in the week, and I said might be unpopular. I would start Yildiz up top. All right. Now, in terms of Allegri, obviously asked about some Mercado rumors with Di Gregorio, and he says, I'm a coach. I don't work the transfer market. Maybe a little salty there. I don't know. I would need to see the context in which he answered that question. But then he says, in terms of scoring opportunities, we were right on par with last season. First half of the season, we were doing great. Second half, it has been the opposite, all right? He says tomorrow will be a good match. It's a direct clash, and Milan is strong and well-trained. It is going to be a tough match. Which Juventus is going to show up? Are we going to be able to put forth a good performance in both halves of football and not just a fraction of one of the halves? That is what we're going to have to wait and see, everybody. But you guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about all the news you just heard. And I can't wait to see you all tomorrow morning live, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as we get hyped up for that big game tomorrow. All right, till then, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.